Located within the northern reaches of the continent Arathia resides the Great Stoneforge Mountains, a land carved out by ancient forces where the jagged earth reaches out towards the heavens above. Throughout the highlands are dense coniferous forests and overgrown thickets. There are rolling fields and pastures in the less mountainous areas to the east, which are ideal for farms and ranches. To the north, thick blankets of snow cover the mountaintops year-round, while the central and southern ranges only experience snow during the winters. The temperatures here are cool year-round, and the skies are often clear of any dark and brooding clouds. Littered throughout the region are caverns filled with precious gems and metals of all kinds, be it gold, rubies, iron, diamonds, mithril, and more. These rare and valuable minerals are the primary resource that Stoneforge is best known for. The region is home to many wondrous beasts, who are all well adapted to the mountainous biome. Some examples being that of the woolly llama and the orakatan. The llamas are often bred and used as beasts of burden throughout Stoneforge, working as pack-carrying animals, mounts, or even guardians of livestock for the many ranches scattered throughout the Eastern Territories. Their wool is also a great resource for the thick clothing needed when traversing the snow-clad mountain ranges in the roaring winters. The orakatans are massive apes with thick red fur that resembles a burning flame. Atop their muscular backs and thick skulls are rocky scent glands that secrete a foul odor that smells of rancid sulfur. These beasts are a rare sight to behold nowadays, as their numbers have dwindled over the years due to the expanse of civilization. The farmers and ranchers seem to not mind this too much though, as the orakatan is known to occasionally prey upon livestock. The highest peak of Stoneforge is known as Mount Megaton. This towering structure of gray stone overlooks Lake Silverrock, a massive crater filled with cold, crystal blue spring water that originates from beneath the mighty mountain. Because this spring water is filtered throughout all different kinds of precious minerals, it is incredibly pure and shines and sparkles like the very gems themselves. This spring water is often referred to as the tears of the mountain and is very sacred to the natives of Stoneforge. These springs supply the majority of water throughout the mountains as they flow through various rivers and lakes and cascade down beautiful waterfalls. Cutting through Lake Silverrock is a massive stone bridge that leads to the great dwarven city of Mithrilheim, which has been carved out and constructed over the centuries within Mount Megaton. The dwarves are a race of proud, hardy folk. Though they are short in stature, they are strong and unyielding. They are very bold and tend to be extremely stubborn in nature. The dwarves have a love for battle, building, and feasting. They are perhaps the greatest blacksmiths in the world of Kulgurath, and have carved their kingdoms of stone and metal by hand and hammer. When it comes to fighting the many threats of the world, the dwarves tend to prefer heavy melee-based combat, adorned in plated armor forged of iron and flame. Hammers and axes are their favorite tools of the trade, but due to their exceptional engineering skills, they also forge ranged weapons such as guns. They consider bows to be beneath their levels of craftsmanship, and as such leave these lesser weapons, as they call them, to races such as the elves. They have a very meat and potatoes based diet, preferring savory, hearty meals over anything light or sweet. And of course, the dwarves are infamous for their high alcohol tolerance and love of creamy brews. They're great at parties, to say the least. Their underground kingdom houses many great structures and statues, but the very lifeblood of this city is the rivers of liquid fire that flow throughout its halls, which originate from what is known as the heart of the mountain. Many years ago, there lived a great and powerful stone-forged dragon known as Gorgorond the Undying. For centuries, he ruled over the lands with a tyrannical might, destroying countless dwarven settlements and bathing the mountainsides in ash. Many armies and heroes from across the world would travel to the region to try and defeat this despotic beast, and claim the troves of precious gems and metals that the dwarves offered in return for this bounty. But one after another, they fell before the great Gorgorond.
My armor is as hard as the mountainside. My talons sharp as a steel blade. My flames hotter than that of a volcano. I am Kulgurath, the Undying.
Now, this particular species grows throughout its entire life cycle, and while no other Stoneforge dragon has been recorded to exceed much more than 1,000 years, Gorgorond survived for many millennia. As he aged and continued to grow to immense proportions, he spent more and more of his time resting within the caverns beneath Mount Megaton. As the years went by, and his presence over the region all but disappeared, the dwarves assumed he had finally succumbed to Father Time, the one and only force capable of defeating him. They began to establish their stronghold within the mountain, and as they built their kingdom through the caverns, they eventually stumbled upon the rocky remains of Gorgorond. His power was so mighty, and his tie to the elements of earth and fire ran so deep, that his corpse merged with the mountain itself and became an endless reservoir of erupting lava. And so the dwarves constructed the eternal forge within Mithrilheim, powered by the great rivers of undying fire flowing from Gorgorond's remains, or as the dwarves now call him, the heart of the mountain. And thus concludes this chapter in the world of Kulgurath. Be sure to check out my entire playlist for this world building series that I've been doing here on the channel, where I show off tons of the creatures that inhabit Kulgurath, including the ones discussed here in today's video. And stay tuned for when I release the official bestiary book in the near future. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like the content and want to see more of this world building and lore videos for my IP here. I also have memberships available for those who want to show a little extra support for my work, as well as gain access to the library of creature design live streams that I do here on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.